Hi everyone, Melissa from Melissa vs. Fibromyalgia here, and I want to talk about something very exciting. It is a bit of a pain management rule I've come up with that is really helping me. So the trouble with living with pain for a long period of time is, and that has often been ignored or outright gaslit, is that I become better at enduring rather than treating. The push through cycle, which is what we're encouraged to do and what I was encouraged to do for the first 10 or 15 years, is just not the way to get better. It is only the way to add burnout and other, conditions and symptoms on top of what you already have. So since learning that pain increases the fight or flight response, both of which interrupt sleep, creating a vicious circle, I've been trying to do the opposite and create a virtuous circle. So reduce pain, improve sleep, decrease the fight or flight response, and repeat. And so I want to tell you about the if this then that rule that I came up with recently. So the spoiler alert is that it has helped me to reduce daily pain, flares, and the amount of time I'm spending to manage the pain. So I had very recently surgery for hysterectomy and endometriosis excision. And before that operation, I spent pretty much my whole day managing pain, whether it was endometriosis pain or whether it was fibromyalgia pain, which was flared up because of the whole situation. But I was spending the whole day managing, and even my doctor said, if you're spending all that time prodding and massaging and stretching and trying this thing and that thing, just take the medicine. And that's something I'm not very good at because I've internalized a lot of very bad things associated with the push-through model and the don't take medicine model. I still see it now all the time where they say, people with fibromyalgia shouldn't take medicine. And that's crap, because again, we are just feeding the central sensitization and the central nervous system overactivation. So I believe we should manage pain. And this is what I've been doing. So it all came about when I was discussing my neck with my physiotherapist. And I was saying where I felt like I kind of lost the line where I should be trying to treat the pain. And she said that letting my pain get to a 5 out of 10 is like leaving the train, imagining the train as my nervous system, leave the station without me. So I'm running on the platform, waving my arms, hoping it will stop, but generally it's not going to. Once the nervous system is off, it's gone. And that's where a lot of our problems come from. So I created a rule. If this, then that. So if the pain is a 4, then I will take paracetamol. If the pain is a 5, then I will take ibuprofen. And at this point, I'd usually have a headache as well. My pain is usually my neck, and the neck causes headaches. If the pain is 6 out of 10, then I will take a muscle relaxant. And I wrote that on a post-it note, and I made it a rule. No thinking, no querying. Just a couple of times a day, I write down my symptom level, and if my symptom level has crept up, despite all of my other coping mechanisms, then I do the medicine. And it's really helped. But the context is important here. So I've experienced pain for a long time. And, excuse me, with very different types of pain. So it does become a bit confusing as well. Myofascial pain and stubborn trigger points, which produce many other effects as well. And then there's the aching pain, like when you've done too much exercise or not enough exercise, it's like those flu aches. Then there's the endometriosis pain, which is a whole other ball game. And then there's the low back pain for the sacroiliac joint dysfunction. It's a whole thing. There's quite a lot of things to try and figure out, and they all respond differently. But at the end of the day, I can find the key patterns, and that's how I made my if this, then that plan. Obviously, pain ratings are relative and subjective. So prior to taking control of my healing journey and improving to the point that I have, I experienced pain levels of around 6 to 7 out of 10 every single day with no good coping mechanisms. It was awful. So however this long and winding journey has been, it's kind of confused my sense of using the pain scales. But all that matters is that I'm consistent. So my 4 will not feel like your 4. But what matters is that I know that the next level means we're going to be running after the nervous system, trying to shut it down. So that's an important learning I've had to get to. And I think 4 also becomes moderate. So when you're moving from mild into moderate, that's definitely a signal to start trying to treat it. The reason I don't try and treat at the mild level is because, and I might be wrong because this is very personal, but I always experience pain. So I feel like if I started my if this then that I would earlier, then I would run out of options later. Like there's not a lot of other options there because I don't take any stronger medicine, don't take opioids, and I don't take anything like of that nature. Like the 3 things that I take is it. And so obviously we would love to be in no pain, but I have to acknowledge that mild pain is my life at the moment for now. But another important point, and I think this is really important, is that I do much more than take the pain medicine. So I have a holistic management plan, which involves calming the nervous system, meditation, breath work, and other relaxing practices. I have a thorough sleep routine, and I shared recently about how I get sleep now. I'll link that for you. Self-trigger point work, targeted stretches, unmedicated topical pain creams, heating pads, and a lot more. So it was at the point when I was spending most of the day trying to diffuse pain with no luck, rather than just, taking the medicine. And so that's where this all came in. So I don't want you to think that I'm only relying on medicine and getting on with it. So the if this then that rule just helps me continue on with my day with as minimal disruption as possible. So if I notice the pain's getting up there, I follow the rules, and it takes me a few minutes. So I don't want to think about it all day. That's why I have the simplest symptom tracking template worksheets possible, because I don't want to think about it too much. I check in with my symptom levels, I do what I need to do to manage it, and I move on. And that's been wonderful as it is. So instead of just spending the whole time trying to do things that are just obviously not working, I'm able to just get on with it. And it actually has helped me to stop the train leaving the station, so to speak. So it has helped me to keep the pain levels down. We're not in a real world scenario yet. I'm still on sick leave after my surgery, so I'm still a little bit cocooned, but I have managed to bring the pain levels down and the flares have come down. I haven't actually had to take the muscle relaxant yet. I haven't got to that point, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's really been a game changer for me. So I wanted to share it with you and offer it to you as an idea to create your own. So if you can, try to allocate some time with your doctor and talk through the best way to take the medications they've prescribed. I have several medications sitting in my drawers, but what I found is doctors don't tend to tell you how best to take it. So I learned recently from a pharmacist that taking paracetamol consistently helps its effectiveness, which no one ever told me that. So they said, waiting and waiting and waiting and then taking one dose of paracetamol and wondering why it doesn't work. That's not the way it works. So you're better off getting on top of it and taking it properly. So in short, I really think that this is something to consider. So get the basic idea of it down and then talk about it with your pain management team. I do have a pain management plan template, which includes an if this then that template for you if you want that, but you don't need any fancy templates. You can simply make your own, write it on a post-it note, whatever. But I encourage you to consider this as part of your management plans. Let me know, do you have any plan kind of like this or anything that helps you to automate it? Let me know in the comments below and I'll catch you again soon.